Cubs, shortstop, Ben Zobrist.
Testing, testing. Testing, testing. And the first pitch of the game in there for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Cubs come into the game, the 4-game lead in the NL Central. Match number 6. In there for a strike.
0-1's the count.
Cubs come into the game, the 4-game lead.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Match number 6.
Ball,
1-1 pitches, misses just upstairs. 2 balls and 1 to Zobrist. Swing and a drive down the left field line. You're going to get just foul.
Full count.
Skied in the air to straightaway left. Braun has a read on it. 1 away. With that, a look at the Cubbies' starting lineup. Danny, who stands out to you?
Well, Matt, I can't wait to see if Kyle Schwarber can keep it going. He was driving in runs like crazy last month. And when you watch how he swings and
Here's Ian Happ coming up with 1 out in the top of the first if you're just joining us. Happ, called up just a few months ago, has really stood out here for the Cubs in his brief stint here in 2017. One of the Cubs' top prospect, first-round pick in 2014. And Davies misses with a fastball up and away, 1-0. Look at the umpiring crew today. Darryl Parker calling the balls and strikes at home plate. The 1-0 to Happ. In there for a strike, even at 1-1. Again, Cubs come into this game with a 4-game lead in the NL Central over the second place St. Louis Cardinals as Happ watches a ball outside and the count moves to 2-1. Cubs currently riding a 4-game winning streak. As Happ drives the ball, that's going to stay fair into the right field corner. That should be a double. And Happ is in there standing with 1 out as the Cubs put a runner into scoring position.
First baseman number 17.
See there the bat head out in front, just fair down the right field line. And Happ in there with his 15th double of the season. Gives a chance for Chris Bryant to drive the first run of the game in. as he watches a strike. You notice today, not in the lineup is Anthony Rizzo, given the day off today. In there for a strike. Strike two. 0-2 to Bryant, the 2016 National League Most Valuable Player. Bryant has 40 home runs on the year. Struggled a little early in the season, but came around, put together another impressive year as the ball gets away on an 0-2 pitch, and Happ will move to third base. So runner at third with just one out. Cubs with an early opportunity to jump on the lead. Davies' 0-2 slider way outside as Happ easily moves over into third base. Bryant just simply looking to put the ball in play here as the infield is staying back. And a swing and a miss. He got him with the slider outside.
Batting fourth, left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
Here's Kyle Schwarber coming up, the leading MVP vote getter for the National League. You see there with 56 home runs on the year, has cooled off significantly here in the month of September. Off to a hot start in the first half, but again has cooled off here, batting in the 270s. Schwarber with 2 outs and runner at third, trying to give his team an early lead as he swings and misses on a changeup that's low and out of the zone.
No ball.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Schwarber, as well documented last year, missed most of the season, came back for the World Series, and gave the Cubs a real boost as the Cubs won their first World Series since 1908. 0-2 to Schwarber. Way outside for ball
Two
one.
strike.
Cubs currently on a 4-game winning streak, looking to push it to 5, but that's not going to help as Schwarber swings and misses at a ball way out of the zone for strike 3, ending the inning. Cubs strand 1. We move to the bottom of the first. No score. Shout out to Cincinnati Bengals there. I'm doing just fine. I'll send a sub your way here in just a little while. Kyle Hendricks on the mound for the Cubs. We get things started here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a foul ball for strike 1. Hendricks, who last year really broke out, MVP, or I should say Cy Young contention, one of the lowest ERAs in baseball, has not been able to put together quite the season he had last year. But nonetheless, with 10 wins on the year, looking for his 11th. The 0-2. Curveball just outside for a ball. Hendricks misses with the sinker outside, and the count is even at 2-2. Outside again, and the count's run full. 3-2 count here. Start the game. The wind up and the pitch. Swing and a drive to second base, but Happ is positioned perfectly to make the first out. Take a look at the Brewers lineup. As you see, they're batting third. Ryan Braun was periodically part of trade talks throughout the trade deadline, batting .266 on the year. Nonetheless, stayed put here in Milwaukee, where he has spent his entire career. Here's Eric Timms, 22 on the year, as Hendricks starts him with a strike on the outside part of the plate. Curveball in there for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swing and strike three, looking on a fastball. Not sure what Thames was looking for there, but he's gone on strikes. 2 down. Seemed to be frozen there on the pitch. And Kyle Hendricks records his first punch out of the day. And Hendricks drops a curveball to Braun in there for strike one. Enters play, as you see there, with 299 career home runs. Swing and a drive. It's got a chance. It's back. Jason Hayward on the run. And he's going to track it down just short of the warning track for the third out. Braun misses his 300th home run. Brewers go down in order on to the top of the second. No score in Milwaukee. And we're back if you're just joining us in the top of the second. No score here in Milwaukee, as Wilson Contreras will get things started here for the Cubs. The delivery by Davies.
Ball one.
Just high for ball one. Contreras, who really for another impressive season in his second full year. The 1-1 to Contreras misses just low as the counts run to 2-1. Davies wondering where exactly that pitch was, as it looks good. Curveball misses just outside, and the count has run to 3-1, I should say.
Ball four, takes the base.
Pitch misses just inside, and Davies issues his first walk of the game.
Right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Leadoff runner on for Jason Hayward with no outs here in the top of the second. Hayward, who obviously struggled mightily in 2016, has bounced back a little bit here in 2017. Hitting .254 on the year. Swing and a ball third base, 5-4-3, double play.
Batting seven, third baseman number 7.
Here's Jeimer Candelario. Rookie comes in hitting under a lot of plate appearances.
Ball, that's out.
Candelario was also rumored to be on the move as a possible trade option at the deadline for the Cubs, but inevitably Theo Epstein and company decided to keep him in Chicago. Switch hitter that can play first and third base, but hasn't quite found the success here at the big league level that he has in the minors.
Ball two.
As the ball misses up, it's 2-1.
One strike.
Again, the Brewers come into this game last place in the NL Central. Another year in what has become a rebuilding process here in Milwaukee, as Candelario fouls the ball off to even the count at two balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 to Candelario. Curveball misses just in, and the count is run full. And Anthony Rizzo, day off today, so you don't see him in the lineup. Candelario hooks that one way foul, way out in front of that off-speed pitch there. Count remains full. 2 outs, no score. Top of the second. Cubs and Brewers here from Miller Park in Milwaukee. Swinging another foul by Candelario. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And he gets him on a changeup just out of the zone. Davies through 2. No score. And Domingo Santana will lead it off here in the bottom of the second. as he looks to get something going here for the Brewers. Hendricks starts another batter, I should say, off with a strike. 0-1. Really seems to be placing that sinker well today.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Ironically enough, one misses just outside. 1-1. Curveball just catches the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss on the curveball, and Santana has gone down on strikes. Hendricks' second strikeout of the game so far. As you see there in our score tracker, St. Louis up 2-0 on the Pittsburgh Pirates as the season nears its end. Cubs currently with a 4-game lead in the NL Central. Magic number sits at 6. And for an NL Central team to get into the playoffs here in 2017, it's all but certain they're going to have to win the division.
2 balls, no strike.
Cubs have this game, one more here in Milwaukee, and then an all-important 4-game set in St. Louis, which will likely
3-0.
determine the fate of whoever's going to ultimately win the NL Central this year. A swing in to make the play, flip to first just in time as he flips over to Bryant, who again is first base for Anthony Rizzo today, who has the day off. Broxton in with 2 outs. Curveball misses just low and outside. That's the first batter today in which Hendricks has not started with a strike as he misses again, and the counts run to 2-0. Again, Hendricks, that amazing season just last year, hasn't quite found his rhythm this year as the season brings in, looking for his 11th win as he evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes for the fast side part of the plate. Spotting that 2-seamer and that 4-seam fastball today. And Broxton goes down on strikes. Through 2. There's no score here in Milwaukee. Through 2. There's no score here in Milwaukee.
Leading off for the Cubs, center fielder, John Jay.
And here's Jay to lead things off here in the top of the 3rd. Davies with a strike.
Oh, that's just out.
If you're asking for a sub there in the chat, I'll be happy to give you one here in just a bit. If you're experiencing some audio issues, not sure what it is, as Jay, swinging bunt back to the pitcher, easy out. And Davies seems to be cruising here again. If you remember just yesterday, the Cubs were no hit through the first 4 innings before really breaking out and ultimately winning the ball game 4-1. Cubs looking to push that magic number to 5 with a win here today. And again, an all-important series coming up in St. Louis
0-1.
after tomorrow.
Ball 1.
Man, Davies misses just low to the pitcher Hendricks. Count even at 1-1. Davies 11-13 on the year, as Hendricks is way behind the fastball. 1-2. Davies 11-13. And Hendricks down on strikes. 2 down.
Now batting, shortstop.
Here's Ben Zobrist, who's in the leadoff spot today. Madden with his lineup of hitting the pitcher 8th today. Since Rizzo is out of the lineup, you'll see a lot of times whenever one of the big 3, either Rizzo, Bryant, or Schwartz is out of the lineup, sometimes the pitcher will actually hit 9th. And a lot of times Zobrist will lead off, as Madden has done throughout much of the year. Zobrist 1-1 count here. Ball misses way inside,
The count.
and it's 2-1. Zobrist hitting 243 on the year as the 2016 World Series MVP swings and misses, and the count is at 2-2. You're asking if I'm going to watch the Cubs game, of course. I always watch the Cubs game. As Zobrist fouls off the pitch, count into 2-2. And Zobrist pops it up. Thames is there. And the Cubs go down in order once again. Through 3 innings, Davies has yet to surrender a hit. Here's Jeff Bandy to lead it off in the bottom of the third.
Catcher, Jeff Bandy.
May be in for another pitcher's duel here again, just like yesterday, as there's only 1 hit combined so far in the game. As Bandy skies one to right field. Hayward is there. Easy catch for the first out of the inning.
Batting 8, the shortstop, Orlando.
Here's Orlando Arcia with 1 out here in the bottom of the third as Hendricks drops a curveball in there for strike 1. Hendricks really getting ahead today, not working behind. You see there on the score track, Pittsburgh has came back to take a 3-2 lead there against the Cardinals as Arcia lines a single into left field. Only the second hit of the game for the Brewers. And you would expect a sacrifice here as Zach Davies comes to the plate. There it is. The ball's going to get just foul as Bryant knocks it away. Strike 1. Here's the delivery. Pops it up. And that's not going to do it. As Contreras gets out to make the catch. 2 away. Runner has to stay put at first base.
Second baseman, Hernan Perez.
Strike right there on the outside corner, and Hendricks again really been working that outside portion of the plate effectively today. Brewers are going to have to make an adjustment there. He just misses there in the ball, and count is even at 1-1. At 1-1, strike 2.
The count is 1-2.
Hendricks with a lick over to first there. Maybe a good time to run here for the Brewers. The delivery. Curveball misses just low, and it's 2-2. Swinging a looping liner. Don't think Schwarber's going to have a play on this one as it drops just foul and into the stands. Count remains at 2-2. Hendricks looks in. The delivery. And a curveball just catches the outside portion of the plate for strike 3. No score. Middle 3 here from Milwaukee. Just catches the outside portion of the plate for strike 3.
Leading
No
off for the
score.
Cubs,
Middle 3
second baseman,
here from Milwaukee.
Ian Happ.
Here's Happ to lead things off. The Cubs still looking for their first hit of the ball game. They did have one base run, Contreras, but that was quickly wiped away when Jason Hayward grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. That was back in the second inning. Happ 0-2, and Davies looks in, gets his sign. The windup and the delivery. And Happ just able to hold off on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Happ. Happ, again, his rookie campaign this year was called up late in the season. Has put together a very impressive season in limited time, really. Able to play second base in all 3 outfield positions. A valuable asset for Joe Madden and the Cubs moving forward. And a swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. Throw down to first, one away. Davies is cruising here through the first 3 and now 4 innings as he records another strikeout. Again, Cubs still looking for their first hit of the game. Top of the third. Here's Chris Bryant. And the curveball misses low for ball 1. The 2016 National League Most Valuable Player. The 2015 National League Rookie of the Year. As he seemed to be right on that one. Just foul. Davies probably doesn't want to live right there with Chris Bryant. Fastball is right down the middle. As he sends another one there, and Chris Bryant drives it into left field for the Cubs' first hit of the game. You see there entering play, Chris Bryant, 5th in the National League in hits with 171 on the year. Yet another impressive campaign for Cubs' young infielder. Here's Schwarber, who struck out in the first inning. And again, Schwarber, the leading MVP vote getter here in the National League, enters the game with an impressive 56 home runs on the year. Has really cooled off here in the month of September. That ball in the dirt. Bryant may get to second. The throw down is not going to be in time, and Bryant finds himself in scoring position here with 1 away in the top of the 4th. Cubs haven't had much going on today, but now an opportunity to take a lead here. Davies looks in, gets his pitch, the delivery. Schwarber grounds a chopper to second base, a quick throw over to first. And Schwarber is down easily. However, Bryant does move over to third base, but with 2 outs, it's likely going to take a base hit here to drive in the first run of the game. Contreras, who walked in his first appearance, comes back up looking to get the Cubs on the board. And the changeup misses down low. 1 ball, no strikes. And Contreras just laid on that fastball, running in on his hands, got jammed a little bit on the pitch. Contreras, Cubs full-time catcher, also can play left field. Hasn't really seen any time in the outfield this year as he grounds the ball to third base. Ball's thrown low, but Thames is there to dig it out of the dirt. Cubs leave a runner stranded on third base. Still no score. The Brewers coming up. Here's Eric Thames to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. It's Hendricks. Looks for a shut in. Curveball just gets away from Contreras there. This ball 1. And the sinker's in there for a strike.
The count's 1-1.
If Bingles has a Cubs hat, I have to say, that's a good hat.
Ball in.
And he misses with a fastball in. 3-1 to Thames. Good hitters count here for the Brewers. And the sinker just misses as Hendricks issues his first walk of the game. There you see in the score track down at the bottom of the screen once again, Pittsburgh with a 3-2 lead over the second place St. Louis Cardinals as the season nears its end. The division race is really heating up and coming to a close. The Cubs have a 4-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals with just 9 games left. But as we said earlier, after tomorrow, the series wraps up here in Milwaukee. The Cubs will have a 4-game set in St. Louis at Stadium against the St. Louis Cardinals. Hendricks may have got away with one there as that sinker ran in over the heart of the plate against the slugging Ryan Braun. That's accounts even at 1. Runners taken off. The throw down by Contreras is not going to be in time, and Thames is in there with a stolen base. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Low-scoring game here. Not a lot of hits, not a lot of base runners. Thames trying to make something happen on the bases, catches the Cubs off guard, puts himself into scoring position here, and Braun with a hitter's count and 2-1. A good opportunity here for the Brewers to drive in their first run as Braun drives this ball deep to left field, but it's going to get foul. The 2-2 curveball. This is way outside, and the counts run full here. No outs here. Runner at second base for the Milwaukee Brewers. Chance to get on the board. Hendricks really in his first little bit of trouble here, as that ball is driven deep into right center field. Jay is way back to grab that one. But Thames is going to move easily to third base, tagging up and putting himself into scoring position. Thought that ball had a chance to get down off the bat, but Jay, as he's often able to do, runs that one down for the first out of the inning. Domingo Santana here with an opportunity. All he needs to do is get a ball into play here as the Cubs infield is back. As that sinker, once again, as Hendricks has done all day long, catches just the outside part of the plate. The first strike. Hendricks can use a strikeout here. The delivery. That ball's hit fairly deep into center field. Jay's going to make the catch here. The throw home, Thames going to have played the play, but it's not going to be close. Thames is able to tag up, and the Brewers are going to get off to a early, or I should say not necessarily early, 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, Thames led off the inning with a walk, was able to steal second base, moved over to third base on a deep fly ball by Ryan Braun, and just scored there on a sacrifice fly. Domingo Santana. 2 outs now, but the Brewers lead it 1-0. Again, Cubs' magic number as the season nears its end is 6, meaning they need a combination of either wins or St. Louis Cardinal losses. Whenever those numbers equal 6. Oh, and the ball hit right back at Hendricks. Appeared to hit him, but he's able to recover and get it over to first base for the final out. Looks to be okay as he's walking off the field. Brewers here as we go to the 5th inning from Milwaukee.
Leading off for the Cubs,
Jason Hayward will get things started here in the top of the 5th as the Cubs look to equalize. Hanging curveball is popped way up there. Hayward way out in front of that pitch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And here's Candelario again. Struck out in his first at-bat, batting just 165 on the year. Again, not a lot of plate appearances on the year. He's had 85 at-bats here in 2017. Cubs rookie, switch hitter, Theo Epstein and company still like this prospect quite a bit.
Nope.
A lot of potential. That Cubs farm system still pretty deep. There, if you look down at the bottom of the screen once again, you see that Pittsburgh now leads the Cardinals 4-2. With a Cardinals loss, of course, that magic number would move down to 5. The 2-1 to Candelario.
Ball 3.
Cutter's going to miss just outside, and it's 3-1. Davies won it. As Hendricks has been getting most of those outside calls all day long, I think he may have a little bit of an argument. And fastball up and in for a strike. May have been a bit of a makeup call there as the count is ran full. Candelario again. Cubs prospect, Cubs rookie.
That's ball 4. Take your base.
A curveball that just misses the outside corner for ball 4. Only the second walk issued by Davies on the day.
John Jay.
And the Cubs have a runner on with 1 out. Here's John Jay. Jay pops one way up on the first pitch of the at-bat on a ball that jammed him. Easy second out for the Brewers.
Up next for the Cubs, pitcher
And here's Kyle Hendricks making his second plate appearance of the day. Struck out in his first attempt. And there's that outside portion of the plate that Davies was looking for earlier. He gets it this time. 0-1. Hendricks didn't like that call, but again, maybe shouldn't complain a whole lot because he's been getting a lot of the calls there all day for the Brewers. Swing and a drive that's going to get way foul down the right field line. 0-2 to Hendricks. And Hendricks goes down on just 3 pitches. No hits for the Cubs. 1 runner left on base. The Brewers still lead it 1-0 going into the bottom of the 5th. Here's Keon Broxton to lead. Struck out in his first at bat.
Center fielder, Keon.
As Hendricks works as he's done all day long.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Fastball misses up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's outside.
And fastball just outside for ball 2. The 2-1 misses, and it's 3-1 to Broxton. Broxton, one of the leading Rookie of the Year vote getters here as the season nears its end. They end up taking home that title. The 3-2 to Broxton.
No, ball 4.
And ball 4. Just inside. Madden probably wondering where that pitch was.
Catcher.
So is his pitcher Hendricks. Third walk of the game for the Brewers. Last time Brewers had a leadoff walk just last inning was Eric Thames. He came around to score. That ball's hit weakly down the third base line. Candelario not going to have a chance for the double play. Going to have to flip over to first base for the first out. Meanwhile, that go-ahead run, Broxton moves into scoring position, and the Brewers with an opportunity to push their lead to 2-0. Swing on a fastball by Hendricks. Orlando Arcia singled in his first appearance. Now finds himself down, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Swing and a ground ball to Happ. The flip over to first, 2 away. Broxton moves to third base. 2 down.
The batter, catcher, Zach.
And here's Davies pop out in his first appearance. As Hendricks misses just outside with the sinker.
Ball, that's outside.
Misses yet again, and he's 2. Davies way out front of a change. Strike 1.
Ball, that's inside.
Misses again. And have a little trouble here against the opposing pitcher. Hendricks finds himself down 3-1. Davies should get something to hit here. As it's grounded to first base, Bryant scoops it up, steps on the bag, and the Brewers go down. After 5, the Brewers lead it 1-0. Steps on the bag. Go down.
Shortstop.
After 5, the Brewers lead it 1-0. Ben Zobrist will ground the ball to second base to start the top of the 5th for the first out. Cubs been swinging a lot of first pitches and making a lot of first pitch outs. Only 2 hits today, much like the game yesterday. Kind of a low scoring affair, not a lot of hits, not a lot of offense. The Brewers have just 1 hit yet have the lead 1-0 here in the top of the 6th inning as Happ, who has one of the 2 hits for the Cubs, watches a ball for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. There you see at the bottom of the screen again, the Cardinals coming back to make it 3-4 against the Pirates. As Davies hits the bottom of the strike zone for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Happ probably not in love with that call. And a swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. Flip over to Thames. 2 away.
First baseman number 17, Chris.
Here's Chris Bryant. Recorded the Cubs' first hit of the game. One of only 2 hits. And that ball is going to get just over the head of Arcia. And Bryant has his 2nd hit of the game. Here you see really got that bat head out in front. Able to lift it just over the Brewers' shortstop head. That ball was on the outside part of the plate. But Bryant still able to hook that ball into left field for a hit. Here's Kyle Schwarber, who's 0 for 2 for the day. He could really use a big knock here. So could the Cubs. Again, Schwarber coming into this game with 56 home runs on the year. And quite an impressive total, to say the least. He could use one here, a home run, his 57th of the year, would indeed give the Cubs a 2-1 lead. As Schwarber's just a little bit behind on that fastball to make it 1-1. Wouldn't be real surprised to see Bryant try to steal a bag here, as the changeup misses just outside. Again, if you're just joining us, the Brewers with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 6th. Anthony Rizzo not in the lineup today, given the day off. Chris Bryant playing first base for Rizzo, has 2 hits on the day. The 2-2 to Schwarber. Way inside, and the going to be run full. So now, with Bryant on the move here, anything in the gap likely ties this game. 2 outs, full count, the delivery. And Davies is going to induce a high pop out. Braun there easily to make the play. 1 hit, no runs, 1 left on. Going to the bottom of the 6th, the Brewers still hanging on to that 1-0 lead.
Leading off for the Brewers, second baseman, Hernan Perez.
Yeah. One and one.
Swinging and a foul ball and a changeup there by Hendricks, and it's 1-2. Hendricks really pitched a great game so far. Unfortunately for him,
I got to count 2 and
quite literally no run support thus far. But sometimes that's the way it goes. Swing and a foul ball and a fastball. And the curveball misses low, and that's going to run the count full here. As Perez fouls off another pitch. The 8th pitch of the bat. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming. Swing and a pop-up into shallow right field. Happ way back into the outfield to make the catch. 1 away.
First baseman, number 7.
Again, the Brewers just with that single by Orlando Arcia in the bottom of the 3rd. Their sole hit on the game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. However, still have a 1-0 lead. And Eric Thames lines a single into left field. Brewers' 2nd hit of the game. Thames finds himself on base for the 2nd time.
Left fielder, number 8.
Hendricks just hung that fastball just a little bit too much over the heart of the plate there. Thames able to get that bat head out and drive it into left field. And that brings up Ryan Braun. with one away here. He looks at strike one. Thames stole a base earlier. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go again. Hendricks takes a peek over at him.
Nope, that's a ball.
Sinker misses just outside for ball one.
Strike.
And the fastball catches the outside part of the plate. 1-2. Curveball gets him. Strike three.
Right fielder number 16, Domingo.
Here's Santana, who holds the only RBI on the game today for the Brewers. That sacrifice fly. Back in the fourth inning for Milwaukee. As he looked at strike two. Count 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a drive into right field for a base hit. I think Hendricks is going to be a little bit upset with himself there. An 0-2 pitch and a curveball that he was looking to get out off of the plate. Santana able to stick his bat out there, however, and drive it into right field for a base hit. And with two outs, the Brewers now have runners at first and second. Curveball misses, and it's 1-1. And Travis Shaw looking to drive in a run here. And ball skied into right center field. Hayward's going to be there. Make the catch. 3 away. So the Brewers threaten with 2 outs with a pair of hits, but score no runs, no errors in the inning. After 6, the Brewers lead it 1-0. There you see the line score. A lot of zeros. Just that 1 run in the bottom of the 4th for the Brewers. Only 3 hits aside for each team, as it's been a pitcher's duel here at Miller Park. Zach
Leading off for the Cubs, the catcher number
is here as he's entering the 7th inning, I should say. Wilson Contreras fouls a ball way out of play. And it looks like we're going to have some action down in the Cubs bullpen, as it looks like Mike Montgomery and Pedro Strop loosening up. Contreras down 0-2 in the count. Fights one off. Still 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And there, if you look at the bottom of the screen, it looks like the St. Louis Cardinals have taken a 6-4 lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates.
right fielder.
And that means a little bit of trouble here and a little bit of pressure here for the Cubs, as they currently hold a 4-game lead in the National League Central Division. A win by the Cardinals would move that lead to just 3.5 games, and if the Cubs are unable to come back here and win today, that would mean their lead would be down to 3, and their magic number would still sit at 6, with again an all-important series coming up against the Cardinals here in a few days. A 4-game set at Busch Stadium. As Hayward watches a fastball just outside, it's 1-1. Swing and a drive by Hayward down the right field line. That ball's going to get to the wall in a hurry. Hayward's going to have to hurry to second. The throw is not going to be nearly in time, and Hayward doubles here with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Candelario out here with a chance to tie the game for the Cubs. Cubs rookie again has struggled throughout most of the year this year in limited opportunities. Batting well under 200. And just misses what would have been a sure RBI double down the left field line on a fastball that ran in on his hands, able to fight that off, kind of an inside-out swing. Fastball misses in. Candelario 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk today. And fastball misses again. Count moves to 3-1. Candelario without a home run, as Davies is going to check on Jason Hayward here at second base, who is extending his lead a little bit there. Hayward would surely look to score on any ball that gets into the outfield. The 3-1 to Candelario. It's going to miss well outside for ball 4. And the Cubs are going to have runners at first and second here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. There you see Davies at 94 pitches. That's his 3rd walk of the game. He has recorded 7 punch-outs and just the 4 hits. Really the first little bit of trouble that Davies has found himself in here. As here is John Jay. John Jay batting .253 on the year. And has, again, just like Candelario, he has not hit a home run at all this season. Not really a power hitter to begin with. So not a lot expected there in the power department. But to have no home runs, this would be a good time for his first one. The 0-1. Ball skied way deep to right field. Hayward's going to look to tag on this. And the ball throw is going to be a little wide, so the Cubs will have runners at the corner with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And Madden's going to opt to go with Tommy La Stella here in this spot. He thought you might see Rizzo. However, Rizzo, been given the day off before the game, told the media he was unavailable for this game. Wanted to give him some rest as that all-important St. Louis series is coming up. La Stella, who started the year off very poorly, again in limited starts, much like Candelario, has really heated up of late. And there you see he's had 9 RBIs in his last 10 games. As Davies misses with a fastball low in the zone, it's 1-1. Big spot for La Stella, who's found himself in these spots of late. Key situations late in the game. Fouls the pitch off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Davies looking to get out of this. La Stella fouls another one off on Davies' 100th pitch of the game. Fastball misses way up in the zone, and the count evens at 2-2. Davies looks in, gets his sign to 2-2. Ball's going to miss in, and it's going to be full. So Candelario at first base will be on the move. If La Stella can find a gap, the Cubs might be able to take the lead. Ball's hit to left field. Braun's going to be there, make the catch. The Cubs go down, leaving 2 runners on base. After 7.5, the Brewers lead it 1-0.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Chicago
Pedro Strop in to start the bottom of the 7th here as Keon Broxton looks to get it started here for the Brewers.
0-1.
And the 0-2 slider catches the outside part of the play for strike 3. Broxton's down on strikes looking.
catcher, Jet Bandy.
Bandy way out in front. Fastball there.
The count, 0-2.
The 0-2. Hey, struck him out. Strop 2 straight strikeouts on just 6 pitches.
The batter number 3.
As here's Orlando Arcia.
Orlando Arcia.
Inside.
Stroke just misses with the fastball there on the inside part of the plate.
I got the count 1 and 2.
Swing and a miss on the slider. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too bad there by Pedro Strop. We move to the 8th. Brewers still hanging on to that 1-0 lead. And Craig opt to go to the pen here. Despite Davies having a shutout going, he does have a little bit of a high pitch count. And the 1-0 score is probably a factor as well. He's going to look at former Cub Matt Garza. Garza, long-time starter in the major leagues. Again, spent a few seasons with the Cubs. Been with the Brewers now for a number of years. Will look to kind of shut down his former team here. Ben Zobrist looking to get something going here for the Cubs as it's getting really late. Garza's going to miss way inside with the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. And Garza catches the inside part of the plate there for strike 1. Zobrist 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the 1-1. Way behind a fastball for strike 2.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Slider misses in, and it's now 2-2. Zobrist, again, 2016 World Series Most Valuable Player. As the curveball by Garza is going to miss way outside, and the count is run full. There you see beautiful Miller Park as the Milwaukee Brewers once again put together another year in what has been a rebuilding year, last in the NL Central. As Zobrist fights off the pitch there. Stays alive, count still full. And we'll do it again. Zobrist fouls off another pitch. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here by Garza. Swing and... oh, what a catch! I thought that ball was going to get into the outfield. However, Perez just able to snag that before it dropped. 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Cubs have just been unable to find any type of offensive rhythm.
Ball 1, no strike.
As Garza starts Happ off with the ball. Ian Happ 1 for 3 on the day. Happ fouls 1 off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Garza gets him with a big curveball. 2 away. Again, getting late here. Lots of zeros, especially for the Cubs. Just that 1 run for the Brewers in the bottom of the first on a sacrifice fly by Domingo Santana to give the Brewers a 1-0 lead. Only 7 combined hits in the game. Bryant has 2 of the 4 Cubs hits. Could use another one here.
No, that's
As
down.
the slider's going to miss here for ball 1. Bryant with 41 home runs on the year. And that ball is driven. And oh, what a catch in the outfield by Domingo Santana. A shoelace catch, stumbling, somersaulting, saves a surefire double, and we move to the bottom of the 8th, 1-0.
Leading off for the Brewers, the shortstop, Yadiel Rivera.
And it looks like Strop is going to stay in to pitch another inning here. Usually a one-inning guy, a lot of times used in the 7th, sometimes maybe the 8th inning. But he's going to stay in. Struck out the side in order last inning on just 10 pitches. And he records another one. That's 4 strikeouts in a row. So far, an impressive outing by the hard-throwing Pedro Strop. You look down at the bottom of the screen, and surprisingly, Pittsburgh has come back in a back-and-forth game against the St. Louis Cardinals. They now lead at 9-6 after the Cardinals had taken a 6-4 lead. Again, as the season nears its end, that division race. Watching the standings closely. Slider just outside. And that's going to run our count to 3-1. Swing and a fly ball to center field. Jay is going to get under this. Makes a catch. 2.
First baseman, number 7, Eric Tim.
Here's Eric Thames. Grounds the ball to first base. That's going to get just foul. Splitter misses just low, and the count is even at 1-1. And Thames went around on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he's frozen on strike 3, and an impressive outing there by Pedro Strop. In 2 innings of work, strikes out 5 of the 6 batters he faced. But the Cubs are going to have to do something here in the 9th inning. They trail it 1-0.
Your attention, please.
Neftali Feliz in to close the door for the Brewers. 29 saves on the year, but to do so, he'll have to face Kyle Schwarber, who again leads the major leagues in home runs with 56. Could definitely use one here. Wade Davis is going to be getting ready down in the Cubs pen just in case they're able to come back here in the 9th. And Schwarber, a big cut there on the fastball. 0-1. Fastball is going to miss just outside to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schwarber 0 for 3. A batting average now down to 272. And Schwarber takes a cut at a slider that I think that ball hit him. I think that ball hit Schwarber in the foot. Terrible swing. They're just trying to do too much, but this time he's going to line a single into left field, and the tying run is going to find its way onto first base. Here you got to think that Madden would think about pinch running. Schwarber not the swiftest of foot base runner. And after getting hit by a pitch on a swing, Schwarber is able to line a single into left field. And it does look like he's going to pinch run. Jacob Hanneman, who's one of these September call-ups, does have a stolen base. So look for a possible steal here. Maybe a bunt. And he's going to take off. And it looks like it was a hit and run as Contreras fouls the ball off into the right field stands. And Neftali Feliz catches just the outside portion of the plate there for a strike. Hanneman the throw down, and they are going to get him a strike him out, throw him out, and that is all but a backbreaker for the Cubs. Hanneman unable to nab second base there as the Cubs now find themselves down 1-0 with 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 9th inning after the leadoff batter reached on a Kyle Schwarber single. Ball's going to get just fouled by Hayward. 1-1. Hayward with a double earlier in the game. And a big swing on a slider for strike 2. Cubs down to their last strike. Down 1-0. Unable to do anything here against the Brewers pitching staff. An offense that scores a lot of runs. One of the top run-scoring teams in the major leagues. Just shut down today as Hayward flies the ball way up to Ryan Braun. This should do it. And the Brewers are going to take the 3rd game of a 4-game set after losing the first 2. Hendricks will be saddled with the loss. A great outing. The Cubs' 4-game winning streak comes to an end. And as of right now, their lead in the National League Central Division will now be 3.5 games. However, if the Pittsburgh Pirates can hang on against the St. Louis Cardinals, that lead will be back up to 4, and that magic number would be down to 5. We'll do it again tomorrow as the Cubs will look to rebound. Despite out-hitting the Brewers 5-3, they lose 1-0. Davies with his 12th win of the year. Neftali Feliz gets to save his 30th of the year, and again Hendricks drops to 10-12 on the year. Tomorrow the Cubs will they'll wrap up the series here and look to win the series as well, as they won the first 2 games before dropping this one. Thanks for tuning in, and good night from Milwaukee.
No errors. They left 6 minutes.